I'm April Taylor, and this is Sound Living Counseling, where we serve women, adolescents, and their families. And here, we just care about people. We just care about what they are and what they need. Our biggest thing is just serving the community. There are times when people call and they just need somebody to listen to them or somebody to just hear what's going on with them. They also, maybe they have something going on. Sometimes it's depression, sometimes it's anxiety. But we're just here to help. There are times when we also do marriage and premarital, when I have Brad to come in and to help us with couples, the premarital work that we do. And I'll let Brad tell you a little bit about him and kind of why we do what we do together.
Well, April and I have known each other for a little over 20 years when we were both in the business world. I come from the background as a small business owner. I sat in my office a lot and talked to employees about their personal lives and realized that I had a passion for that. I was subsequently asked at one time to work on a strategic planning committee to look at the possibility for an organization to help residents in Hamilton County and the Chattanooga area reduce the divorce rate. And that organization became what is now called First Things First. And when I started looking at the statistics of what the effects on our society were from the breakdown in family, I went home one night and I prayed, Lord, let me help you save marriages. And it's like my whole life changed at that point. And I know for myself, I did not get married until I was 37 years old. And I think I had a lot of trepidation about marriage. And didn't feel necessarily suited for it, but I wanted to be married. By the time I met the woman who is now my wife, she had been married before and had 2 children, and suddenly with step family situation, I found myself in situations that I didn't have the answers for, like I felt I did in so much of the rest of my life. And so I started looking seriously into returning to the roots of my family foundation in looking for the answers in Jesus Christ, and developed a very biblical and Christ-centered focus to my relationships, and brought a partner into my business, and he was someone who was entrepreneurial but had always worked for other people but wanted his own business, and I was someone who had owned my own business but didn't feel suited to it, and therefore it worked out for both of us that he was able to buy me out, and then I was able to go on and do this full time, which I have been for the last 15 years. But April and I had known each other before. We kept running into each other. She has, I'm not a therapist. I have background training in mediation, in marriage and family mediation, in the state of Tennessee, as well as from an organization called Peacemaker Ministries, helping Christians resolve conflict biblically, and everything from training people to be coaches and families to handling church splits and doing mediation and arbitration. But I have focused the last 15 years primarily just working with marriage and pre-marriage couples. And I've always wanted a female perspective in the room when I'm working with males and females, and April had felt the same way for many years. So when I was referring female clients to her, one day she said, why don't we just work together? And we both checked with their spouses, and they thought that was a good idea. They're not wired for it like we are. So when I try to pull my wife into it, it's with quite a bit of resistance. But April and I have been working together about 1.5 years now, And it's very refreshing to have a female and male perspective in the room. She can help support a woman's heart, and I can help know where a man's coming from, and it just seems to work very well.